All right, excellent. Welcome to week 2 of book club. We are talking about Move Over Extroverts, how to build a successful real estate career as an introvert. And this week we are talking about the self-assessment. So if you do have the book already, and if you've already started reading it, there is a quiz in that first chapter. And the quiz is just 10 questions, and it gives you a sense of where you fall on this spectrum of introvert, extrovert, ambivert. That's when you're kind of in the middle. So it's not super scientific, but it is pretty helpful and pretty accurate. So if you haven't taken the quiz, make a note to do that later and let us know what you think. We do have a Facebook group, Introverts in Real Estate. Hopefully, you're all part of that. I would love to see you pop in and tell us your results and also tell us if you were surprised by your results. But in any case, I would love to open this up for discussion and ask the first question of mine, which is, tell us the story of you discovering that you were an introvert. How did it happen? I guess that's not a question, but tell us the story. Does anyone feel brave and want to share? Introvert discovery moment. Yeah, Sharon.
Hello, all.
Hey.
Um, I I was at Elevate recently to see you speak. It was you were great, and um, it was a surprise to me by your definition, I am an introvert, and the definition that really struck me was do when I'm interacting with other people, is that draining for me? Which it is. And if, and do I get my energy, by doing solo things, doing alone things? So I guess I really hadn't considered myself an introvert, but, through that lens and just looking back on my life and my preferences, um, and just things that have happened all along the way. I appear to be more on the introvert side. I'm probably an ambivert because I'm comfortable in social situations, but um, according to that definition of where I get my energy, I'm an introvert.
That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing, and I'm glad to see you on the call. So, if you'd like to answer, I do have a follow-up question. I know the conference that we met at was pretty recent. It was just a few weeks ago. But I'm wondering if there have been any changes that you've either implemented or just things that you've noticed that you're noticing now that you didn't before. So I guess my question is, how has that realization shown up for you?
I haven't really taken any specific actions at this point. I'm actually just um, kind of getting caught up again
Yeah.
from being gone uh, because we were gone for most of that week. But I think I'm looking at things with a little more awareness of what is draining for me and what gives me energy. Like my morning walks, those give me energy. And Elevate was draining in terms of the interaction. I needed some downtime after getting back from that, uh, but it was also energizing in a lot of ways, in particular, the realizations that come from hearing speakers like you.
Well, thank you. And that's excellent. That's a huge shift. That's what this is all about, is self-awareness. And it doesn't always have to show up in specific actions right away. In fact, that comes later. So actually, I have the book structured in a very specific way. It's all about self-awareness first, and then the energy management, and then the time management, and then we get to the lead gen, and then we get to actually doing deals. So it's laid out that way on purpose because it all starts with this awareness. And it can take time to really to build that and to harness it because it is a practice. Yeah. Teresa, I know you had your hand up.
I did. Thank you so much.
Hey.
So I would say for me, getting into real estate is when I actually started being a little bit more self-aware. And prior to that, I thought I was, and I still struggle with it, right? So I'm trying to figure myself out. But I thought that I was an extrovert because everybody told me I kind of was throughout my growing up. But I think because I listened to your podcast a little bit this morning, I didn't get to finish it. But in smaller groups, I'm probably more seen as an extrovert because I'm the one that wants the group to be fun and I want it to be exciting and everybody to be happy. And all about everybody else and not me. And now that I'm getting into real estate, learning personalities, learning what we like, what we don't like, and what drains me. So I would say getting into real estate in 2014 has really helped me identify me as a person. And I'm still continuing to grow.
Love it. Love it. So you've been on this journey for a while.
A little bit.
Awesome. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. Does anyone else want to share their realization story, their origin story? I'm always finding the line between giving everyone a chance to speak and not making people feel like they have to. So I just want to put that out there. You can sit back and listen, and you can participate whatever you're feeling.
Ashley, hi, this is Paul. Is it the origin of real estate or origin of realization of introvert or what?
The second one, the story of when you realized and how you realized that you might be more introverted.
Okay, so I'll go. Um, Prior to real estate, I was a school teacher and I took a master's program. And one of the first things they had us do was Myers-Briggs, and so filled out the Myers-Briggs, and I was an introvert. And in the scale of introvert to extrovert, I was in the middle, but shaded towards introvert. And it was then I was like, oh, really? And then I started learning about, oh, my misconception of introvert was that um, I would say that success was sort of um, characterized as all extrovert things. And so those are sort of the activities and characteristics I was chasing. But then I found out that it was about you know, where do you get your energy from? Do you get energy from being around people or do you get it from being by yourself? And I thought, oh, so my understanding then changed to, oh, I think what it used to be was people would talk about social skills as being extrovert or introvert. And if you didn't have good social skills, you were like an introvert. But I had pretty decent social skills, right? So anyway, so that's kind of my my take. And that would have been 2009. So somehow I went into real estate anyway, knowing that's an introvert. So thanks for letting me share.
Of course. Thanks for sharing. That still is a really big misconception that people have about introverts, that we're socially awkward, that we lack social skills, or that we don't enjoy it. And those things just simply aren't true for a lot of us. They're true for some people because everyone's different. But across the board, we can be very social. It's taxing. It takes a toll. And some of I will keep saying this until the day I die, some of the best agents, the top agents are introverts. Like all the big names that you've heard of, they're introverts. We're recording this, so I'm not going to name drop people, but it is true. And like, we don't talk about it. So I'm glad we're talking about it. Thank you all for being here to talk about it. Can I direct everyone to the chat for a moment? Teresa says, I was told I wouldn't make it in real estate due to my personality. I get so angry when I hear that. I know you guys can't picture me angry, but yeah, the eye roll emoji all day long. That's insane. And I've heard that before. This is not an uncommon thing. And people need to be educated on what it actually means. Because all of the qualities of us introverts are what make a great salesperson and consultant. The listening skills, the going deep in relationships, all that stuff. That's what it takes to be successful in real estate. Yes, we do have to talk to people. That's true. But it doesn't have to look just one way. So, Teresa, I'm glad you didn't listen to them. And now you're showing them that they are wrong. So, screw that person, whoever they are. Yes, Kristen. I feel like I just said your name wrong. It's not Kristen. It's Kirsten. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's all right. So I think I actually tell myself that I'm not good at real estate or I can't do real estate because of my personality. Like it's like a limiting belief of mine. Because it's so hard for me to just put myself out there. So yeah, I'm reading your book and haven't gotten all the way to the end, but I'm looking forward to the Legion chapter.
Awesome. I think, well, no offense to everyone else on the call, but I think you win for self-awareness right now because you're catching that everyone else is very self-aware too. I know everyone on the call, everyone's very self-aware, but you are able to articulate that you are telling yourself this and maybe self-sabotaging a little bit. That's huge to recognize it and be able to say it. That's great job.
But then what do I do about it? So you can.
Okay, so great. What do you do about it? Since you're aware of it, you can start. I'm going to tell you two things you can do. Number one is you can start telling yourself a different story. And for it to really work, it needs to be a system. So probably what I would do if I were you is I would set a phone reminder to go off every day with this affirmation. Something like, I'm an introvert and that makes me the best real estate agent, or I am well equipped to be a top agent, or whatever it needs to say. And so it pops up on your phone every day and reminds you. Because you're not going to remember. None of us will. That's not how our brains work. There's too much in here. Too much frizz today too, man. It is raining in Boston and I curled my hair and it just so that's the first thing is constant reminders. It can be in your phone. I like that tool a lot. I also like the sticky note system, which is legit a sticky note on a bathroom mirror or a car dashboard with this affirmation reminder. Second thing is being in rooms like this, being in Zooms, being in Facebook groups, and just being around people who are constantly lifting you up. And you can go in there and say, if you're having a bad moment, you can go in and say, I'm really feeling the self-doubt right now, you guys, and everyone will come in and surround you and lift you back up. Because sometimes we can't do that for ourselves. We need other people to help. Are you part of our Facebook group, the Introverts Facebook group?
Okay. Yes, I am.
Yeah. You guys, please use that group. I know I'm usually the one posting in there, but I would love to see everyone else posting more and really utilizing this community that we have. Another great group. Are you part of the Pivot group?
Of course, yes.
Perfect. All right. So you got these two great groups and yeah, you use those. You're different kind of awesome. Yeah, I love it. But thank you for sharing. I really appreciate it. All right. Who else would like to share something? Can be your story, can be a question. Yeah, Ken.
Yeah, so I got through the first chapter of the book a couple days ago, and I didn't even know ambivert was like a thing. Like you can be both, or little mix of both. So that was kind of refreshing to hear. But I feel like I've um, figured out my introvert characteristics through I just need to re-energize sometimes. Like on like a Sunday night, I like just need to like be by myself and get ready for the week, even though if there's nothing on Monday or Tuesday, just know there's a whole nother week coming of real estate. So just to re-energize myself. But um, I kind of go back and forth both introvert and extrovert in certain situations, but I think I found that I'm more introverted just because I need to re-energize in certain situations.
Yeah, I mean, most people are somewhere in the middle. Most people are
Yeah.
not like 100% extrovert or 100% introvert. I also want to caution us against getting too hung up on the labels. The labels are more a vehicle for talking about this and understanding it. But at the same time, once you reach that level of self-awareness and you know that you need to be alone on Sunday night, for example, then you don't have to worry about the label. You don't have to worry about, am I more this or more this right now? Like, it doesn't matter. It's more just your energy. So that's how I see it, is the labels are kind of a stepping stone to get to that level of, I just know what I need for my energy. Yeah, Teresa.
Sorry, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Trying to lower my hand. When you said, do you want to share something? You had asked a question earlier about how, I guess being involved maybe in this book club or, going to Elevate or just listening to some of the things that you talk about and being involved has changed. I would say, like for myself, and especially after Elevate, I mean, because this has been many years that I've been working on this, that now I find myself really being aware and also communicating with people around me and being okay with who I am. I mean, that's the biggest thing right now that I'm finding at my age. Like, it's okay that I'm not like everybody else. And I give you so many thanks for doing this because it really is so helpful. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad. You're welcome. That's what I love to hear, that it's making a positive change and really owning who you are. It's a good thing that we're all different. That's really important. The world needs all kinds of different people. And real estate clients need all sorts of different type of agents, right? Like I'm sure everyone on this call is a better fit for some clients than other people in your office, just purely personality wise. And that's okay because there's enough business for everyone, even though there's less business than there has been in previous years. There's still lots of people who need to move. So owning that, feeling confident in it, speaking about it to other people, all of that stuff takes practice. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. So stick with it. Everyone stick with it. All right. Any other thoughts, questions? Anything before we wrap it up? Oh yeah, I can put a link to the Facebook group in the chat. Give me one moment. It is called Introverts in Real Estate for everyone watching the recording. Pretty easy to find. Here we go. Here's the link. This is when I'm probably going to tip my computer off of this chair. Nope. Okay, nailed it.
Is there a meeting today, actually, at 4?
There is a meeting at 4. So the meeting at 4
Okay.
is for the Quiet Success Club, which is
Oh,
our
right.
paid
Yeah.
group coaching program. Good question, though, because I do want everyone to know that that's available if you do want more, an even smaller group sometimes and more hands-on. So that group meets every Thursday for an hour. And that's a little less structure and more really going deep into everyone's current challenges. And we really, I don't know, Ken, do you want to do a quick plug for the group program or just say what you've enjoyed about it?
Sure. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
a smaller group. And you kind of can bring up any issues that you're kind of working through in real estate. And it's kind of like a little mini mastermind for introverts, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's been helpful for me, and just to bounce things off each other and with people like so.
Yeah. So if anyone's interested, just check it out on my website or message me. So that's a good group as well. All right. Questions, thoughts, concerns, feedback? We'll be here same time next week. Thursdays, 1 o'clock Eastern. We'll move on to chapter 2. And yeah, thank you for being here. Have a great day, and I will see you in the Facebook group and online. Thanks, Sharon. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Have a good day.